The Coaching Clubhouse Extra Shot.
You mentioned there about kind of organizations, leaders who are looking at their staff, looking at themselves about stress and burnout. These important themes seem to come up more and more in coaching. How does what you say there relate to this?
This is one of my big passions, actually, trying to get to people before they reach burnout. Because, you know, businesses have some great people in those businesses and they need to retain that good talent. But what happens is people are getting to the point of burnout and then leaving. And one of the sessions I run, it's called the Goldilocks of the brain. And it's all about your prefrontal cortex, which sits right behind the eyebrows, which is incredibly sensitive to stress. But what's really fascinating about it is it needs a certain amount of stress, but not too much. And that's why it's called the Goldilocks, because it needs just the right amount of stress and stimulation. And when we have too little or too much, it leads us to the same place, which is foggy thinking, can't retrieve memories, can't achieve our goals, lack of empathy, when people are getting very irritable, everyone's incompetent is out, it's because you're stressed. But it's interesting that people do need enough stress as well. So, you might have situations in companies where people are stagnated in a role and they're not actually being challenged enough, and they might need a stretch project, or that somebody is overwhelmed, which we're seeing a lot of, overwhelmed, and there's too many neurotransmitters, flooding the brain, and they're not able to perform at their optimum. So as a leader, you really want to be able to get people working smartly. And that's what the session dives into, how to do that. And that sweet spot where people can operate at their optimum is different for every person.
Discover more on the website at adrianlast.co.uk.